I'm just going to start off with the objective facts about this event, and then I'm going to go into my opinion near the end of the video here. What do you need to know? First thing, here's all the current events that's going on right now. There's actually a ton of things that is normally goes through the game besides just the Thanksgiving event, and then that's adding on. So there's the 100% increase to auto drop rewards, Mystic Treasure Hunt, Brave Trial. The advanced arena competition is still going on, and then they also added in equipment and artifact goals and enhancement goals for upgrading your gear. So this is the big thing that people care about, the Thanksgiving feast. And how this works is there's multiple things here. The first thing, let's start here, where you take this currency, and I'll explain how you make this. This is the maple metal, and then you're going to get the maple metals and be able to buy stuff out of the shop here. We have Margarita, Space Gunner, and Legendary Phantom Dragon Eye. And this is the unfortunate part of the event. As a free-to-play, it's just impossible to get the 15,000. You're going to need to be able to spend money. And after looking at this whole event, I was really trying to see if it was possible at all to be able to get this free-to-play. It is not. Doing the math, I'm getting about 8,000, maybe 9,000 of these maple metals over the course of the event. It is also pretty RNG based, as you'll find out here. So maybe it's a little higher, maybe it's a little bit lower, but that's going to be the maximum amount of these metals you can get. So you can't buy this. So then what's left here is going to be, you had the Epic Phantom Dragon Eye, Supreme Runes, Miracle Runes, Excellent Runes, and then the XP, coins, and stamina. And I'm kind of blocking it, but I think the highest value is probably going to be, as a free-to-play player, Epic Phantom Dragon Eye, and then the Premium Hero Experience Potions. I like these. I just stack these up. In the beginning, I would use them on epics, and there's some epics that are still worth upgrading to a higher exclusive level. But for the most part, I'd recommend stacking these to 10, and then they become a Legendary Phantom Dragon Eye, because these are so rare. The last event was one example, and you get one from the campaign. So these are things that are very difficult to get as a free-to-play. So stacking these up is a good idea. You could buy 2 of them here with the amount you can actually get if you do all the events. And then the remaining portion, I'd probably just get the premium experience. That's the big bummer part with this, but let's get to the rest of it, and then I'll explain my opinion at the end here. So then we have, these are just packs, just pay-to-win packs. I think it's hilarious coming from Diablo that they have a legitimately, it's like this has to be a meme, but they have 800% value. There it is. This 800% value. If you played Diablo Immortal or followed any of it, you'd understand that joke, but pretty funny there. And then, but the packs, I don't really care about talking about that. Here's the Holiday Pass. This is also something that I feel like is probably going to be controversial. This is what you can get. Just the idea. I've always thought it's weird, the idea of selling us stuff and then calling it a holiday. Like, here it is. For the holiday, you can give us money. It's just bizarre. I get it, like all these companies do that, Black Friday, but it's not worded so maliciously where it's like, here, let's celebrate by you guys paying us money. But I guess that's what these games do. And so then here it is, the breakdown of all these that you can get. I got it right here. So you guys feel free to pause the video if you want to take a look. Free to play, you get 10 premium experience potions, you get 5 of the 3-star eggs, 400 gems, and then 8 excellent runes, and then 1 epic Phantom Dragon Eye. So a total of this event, you can get 3 of these epic Phantom Dragon Eyes, which is actually pretty nice. And then pay to play wise, you get way more. You get 25 premium experience potions, 5 4-star dragon eggs, 800 diamonds, and 5 supreme runes. If you compare $20 to the shop compared to this is a way better deal. And so just based on, not going to talk about whether it's worth or not, but compared to most deals in this game, this is better. And looking at the quest to get this is just all doing normal stuff. You just do the same things you do every day, and you can get 26 levels total. Just doing the math here, you get 100 per thing here, and you get 500 for logging in, and that's locked. And so over a 7-day event, you do 3 of these times 7, that's 21, and then 5 days for login, that's another 5 there. So as long as you log in every day, or you don't even need to log in every day. As long as you log in for 5 days, you'll be able to get all of the rewards here. The next way to get these, so let's talk about how to get these maple metals here. Here's all the ways. So daily login, you get 200 every day, and then you can get up to 500 per day by doing campaign stages. And then you also get them from the auto drop here. And so I did 2 of my auto battle attempts and got 134. And then the shop is just the pay to win way of being able to buy more. And then let's go to the campaign here and show how to get this. So there's the cap. You'll see it on the left side here that you can get it, and it shows the cap. And then per the stages, based on how hard the stage is, the more you get. So you get 20 here, but then you still get 20 even if you go, I believe, here too. Okay, so this is 19. So at 9 is 19. 10 is the lowest level dungeon to be able to get the highest amount here at 20. So that's going to be like the highest value there. It's kind of a bummer as a person that is past all this that I would have to go in and farm this. Even though I have zero reason to farm this other to get this material here. But at the same time, I'm using this as an opportunity. You can farm people up. Like I'm putting in this guy and I just 4-man it. Maybe I can 3-man it. I don't know, but get some extra value there and actually get some experience. But for the most part, this is just pretty bad value for my energy. So that's how that works there. I was hoping that there was another thing, like other parts of content, like all of it, not just campaign, but I can't seem to find anything that actually gives it. Like Tower of Mark doesn't have anything. Faction Abyss, Dwarven Ruins. There was something that said that that Sword Harbor Guards are giving these out, and I was thinking maybe it's something about like Faction Abyss. You come in here, maybe they get it. I thought it was bizarre that I think it's just like a lore thing that they're saying they're giving them out when it has nothing to do with the actual characters. There's this right here. So as it goes through, but yeah, so see how mine says 8% here. So I have an 8% shot. And it's dependent on how high you are in the auto drop level. So I'm at 8% because I'm at the max auto drop level through the campaign. That's how you increase that. And if we go to the events here, I believe it breaks it down. Right down here is where it breaks it down. So based on what level you are in the auto drop is going to show how much of a percentage you get. So every 30 seconds, I have an 8% chance to get one of these maple metals, for example. And then if I was lower, then every 30 seconds, I'd have a 4.5 or a 5%. I think you guys get the idea there. So that's how that works. So overall, my opinion of this event is in a vacuum, these are more things that you would get than if they just didn't do event at all. But I almost feel like how they presented this, it's almost more insulting to the player base to see this, and then they advertise it. They kind of get people excited by saying there could be a margarita, a space, and a gunner available, and then make them not accessible as a free-to-play option. Like that's really frustrating. Even if it's like $5, even if it's $10, it's still not okay that they did this. Like what they should have done is, if anything, there's so many better ways they could have done this. So, for example, in the October event, they gave us a legendary Phantom Dragon Eye if you were progressed to a certain point. In that situation, that was still controversial, and once you completed that content, you were just going to get a guaranteed legendary Phantom Dragon Eye. In this situation, you absolutely cannot get it, period, which is frustrating. And then these characters here in Margarita in Space, these are free-to-play obtainable characters that they just give to us. So if anything, this is a cool idea. Like they're so close, where what they could have just done is made these significantly lower. If they want to give us a brand new character in Gunner who's a good character, sure, make him pay to win. But the legendary Phantom Dragon Eye, Space, and Margarita, it should have been an option. Like imagine how much better this event would be if you saved up all of your currency and spent it wisely and only focused one of these characters, and you can E1 your Margarita, you can E1 your Space, or you can E1 anyone over here on the legendary Phantom Dragon Eye. Or make it to where the Space and the Margarita are something that are a little cheaper, so you can do that plus something else, and then you'd have to spend a little bit more to get the Phantom, but it's at least still free to play. That's how I would look at these as a value thing for the game, because Margarita is a free character that gets awesome with E1, and Space, to be honest, this would be really dumb to put your E1 on, but at E3, she's amazing and is really hard to beat really hard to outspeed in Arena when she finally gets to E3. Something else to consider. And then Gunner's just a really solid character if you're stuck, and a lot of people went Luna, and then they have this character that would be able to remove shields for them in the Force Tower. So this is another good character that I wouldn't even be mad if they made this a free-to-play character. Ideally, all of these would be free-to-play accessible, but I'm just trying to make it from a perspective of the devs are happy, we're happy, and then this actually feels like what it says right here as a celebration, not just a slap in the face that like, hey, let's celebrate by you paying us money, and no one that's actually paying is going to get these. So it could just be this. Like, I think people would be even happier if they just removed this whole thing, and then here's the event, And it's like, okay, it's free stuff. It's not that great of free stuff, but it's at least free stuff. And then I don't even get annoyed by seeing something that I can't get as a free to play with this event with the maple medals kind of thing. So that's how I see this event here. I think it's frustrating. I do think, if you look at all the stuff, we have issues getting material in this game. These are all good things. Just getting more free stuff or doing exactly the same thing. I'm not going too out of my way to do this, even though for people that are kind of progressed like I am, doing the campaign is just, I never do the campaign. I'm only doing dungeons. So I feel like for those people, there should have been maple medals in here as well. But for the most part, I think this is a pretty bad event because of just how they presented this to people, and it just feels bad to see these characters here, especially characters that we've already gotten free to play. They announced that they're going to be giving those characters. I think it's a pretty reasonable expectation to expect these would be free to play accessible because the previous copies already were, and then we would be able to upgrade them to E1. So I think this is a big L in my opinion, but for the most part, free stuff is great. And then my advice when it comes to these games is just think about, do you still want to keep playing this game? Or are you still enjoying this game if things don't improve? If things don't improve in, whether it be food or whatever, if you're still having fun, I would consider playing this game. If you're playing this game on the hope that it gets better in the future, that's usually not a good idea. There's way too many good games out there to be sitting here hoping one gets better when you can just play another game and actually have fun right now than waiting on a dev to fix it for you in the future. So that's just my advice when it comes to all this and my opinion. So I'm curious to hear your guys' opinion down in the comments below. And with that, guys, I am out of here. Peace. Also, one last thing I just want to end on here that I forgot to mention is this Mystic Treasure Hunt event is probably the most dog shit event I've ever seen in any game. It's like not even good rewards. It's like worse rewards than all the other weird mini games that they put in here. And it's just pure RNG. Like I've never seen a thing miss the mark this much. Like it's so weird and so terrible. And then randomly, this is the one that has the worst rewards out of all the other ones. So just wanted to throw that in there at the end. Curious what, okay. So with that, I'm out of here. Peace.